Looks like the first time we've spoken. My name's Chris, located here on the island of Newfoundland, Eastern Canada. And I'm just north of the city of St. John's along the eastern coast. Oscar November 8, Echo India VO1 Charlie Hotel. I think I said, but if not, my name is Chris. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Very good evening to you, Chris. Good morning from Belgium. Victor Oscar 1 Charlie Hotel, Oscar November 8 Echo India, 10 over 9, and at one stage you went up to 15 over. The name is John. I think you probably see that on possibly QRZ.com. On this side, it's about 400, 500 watts and a Hermes light. And the antenna is a Moxon, about 15, well, let's call it 14 meters above the ground. So nice to hear you. And I'm looking at your surname. And my grandfather was my grandfather on my mother's side, he was also a Vernon, over.
Okay, yes, now, don't come across too many. And do you know where he originated from?
Yeah, Roger. Well, across the sea from Cheshire, it was actually in a place called Mayo in Echo, India, which is on the way to Newfoundland. Over.
Okay, yeah. It's funny. I originate from Cheshire. And sometimes it can be a small world. I'll give you a quick story. I was in the military, and I got deployed to the first Gulf War back in 91. And I was in the Air Force. I got attached to an army unit, and I was in the middle of a tent in the desert. And this guy who was in the army walked into the tent, and lo and behold, it was the guy I went to college with. Neither of us knew that we both joined the military. So sometimes it's a small world there, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I was reading your biog while you were speaking to my good friend Steve. He's close to Norfolk. But just on another point. Did you ever make contact with VK2 CPC Les? Over.
In general, or from this location? Over.
Well, he's now in VK, but like you, he's also been a serviceman, and he's even been down to the Falklands and at Cyprus and around the place. So Les, he's very active on 20 meters and 40 meters. And like you, he has also a step IR. But anyway, I just thought you might, and a great conversationist. No matter what you say, he has an answer or a story. Over.
Been there, seen it, done it, HI. Got the T-shirt, as we all say. Okay, I'm just looking at his call sign now. Victor Kilo 2 Charlie, Papa Charlie, Les, I see him there. Okay, that's an interesting. I like his van. It looks like he's got a hex beam on top of it, HI. Okay, I'm going to have to check my log to see if I worked him at any point. And if not, I'm going to have to try to have a contact with him one day. And it looks like he's an interesting character. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you could sometimes find him. And I don't know what time it is in... let's talk UK time. Probably about 11 o'clock in the morning UK time, but that's very early for you. So he'd be there around 7128 or 7138. But if you ever have a sleepless night, have a listen on 14337. That's where he camps out. Over.
Okay, all noted there. So 11 UK time is that's 7:30 in the morning here. We're 3.5 hours behind the UK. We're on a strange time zone. We're on a 30-minute time zone here. So we're 30 minutes ahead of Nova Scotia, the east coast or the Atlantic coast of Canada, because we stick out that far into the ocean here, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. By the way, your audio is very good, very clear. And just one final thing, Chris. Yeah, you'll find him normally every morning on, as I mentioned, 14337 at around, 7:30, something like that, Cheshire time. Over.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep an eye open for him. Yeah, I'm looking on his page now, yeah, see that big old tower he's putting in and a stepper and everything. So, okay, well, I've made a note of the frequencies for 40 meters and in particular the 14.337 on 20 meters. So I will be up and about in the morning, so I'll have a listen for him there, John Oliver.
Yeah, Roger. Well, if you do make contact with them, tell them that I sent you. But lovely hearing you, Chris, in Newfoundland. Over.
Okay, yeah, likewise, and I'll have to look into his contact there a bit more, and I'll give him a few shouts, and we'll go from there. Okay, mate, have yourself a good one. Thanks for calling in there, John. And that Hermes light sounds wonderful. Great audio, over.
Yeah, thank you. It's it's unbelievable how a tiny radio, or as I would call it, a baby radio, works so well. Over.
Oh yeah. So are you running that into a small amplifier, into a larger amplifier?
Negative. No, I'm going from the radio to an amp. So at the moment, I'm just looking at the power meter on the software. 3 watts is giving me. I'm just looking now, about 550. So it's an ACOM 1200S. Over.
Oh yeah, very nice indeed. Yeah, I'm running 8 watts into my amplifier at the moment, and it's peaking at 687. I'm running the OM 2000 plus. I've had it now for about 8 years plus or something. Touch wood. It works a treat, over.
Yeah, it certainly does. But you were telling Steve about the settings. You're using the same settings. Well, I'm still using settings that I have from 2 years ago. Tiny tweaks, but the software on the Hermes Light, the Theta software, that's about nearly 2 years old, and I'm not going to touch it. Over.
Yeah. I think Steve might have said, if it ain't broken, don't touch it. It's the best way to look at it there. And that's exactly what I've done with this audio here. I've just continued to transfer the information. I kept a spreadsheet for all the settings, for the EQ settings, for the what's name, TX bandwidth and all that. And I literally plug in the same headset, set the audio settings as to my spreadsheet, and carry on as normal.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm looking at you now on my scope, and you're very, very clean. Over.
Okay, appreciate that. It's always good to hear that. It's nice when people say, "Well, you're nice and loud," but that doesn't always mean to say that you're a clean signal. But I'm glad that everything's looking good at your end. Well, don't change anything there, John. It's sounding wonderful. It's working really well for you there. All right, bud. Well, have yourself a good one. Thanks for calling in there. And I must make a note of the call, and we'll pick you up again, hopefully, in the near future. ON8EI VO1CH.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, and sleep well. Over.
Okay, likewise, mate. Have yourself a good one. Have a good weekend. Oscar November 8, Echo India VO1 Charlie Hotel. Cheers now.
Yeah, bye, Chris. Thank you.
Anybody else? VO1 Charlie Hotel is listening. Okay, again, please, again.